as every U.S. corporate executive who works at any of the hundreds of companies that receive any form of corporate welfare, be it tax breaks, PPP loans, Infrastructure Act money, Inflation Reduction Act funds, government contract funds, or favorable legislation in exchange for campaign contributions, etc., gets drug tested as a condition for receiving taxpayer dollars, I will stop having a problem with Republican Christians' constant drug testing laws for the poor and the demonization of food stamp recipients and their constant characterization of the poor as drug addicted, lazy people. It's a waste of money and time that only benefits the Republican donors' drug testing companies. If we're going to drug test people who receive money from the government, we should start with billionaire junkie Elon Musk, who openly gets high in front of millions of people on Twitter and is at the helm of a defense contracting company that gets over $15 billion that we know of in government contracts. Let's start with that asshole. Yes, the same one who tweets that it makes him mad that people are not trying to assassinate Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and then deleted the tweet. Yes, the same guy who spreads deadly conspiracy theories on his media company and spreads Russian propaganda. But that will never happen because there's an unspoken rule in Western society. The rule that states that, I'm sorry about that. The rule that states that if you are white and very rich, you have what is called white privilege bestowed upon you. And it allows rich white people to make up lies about other nations in order to bombard them and seize their natural resources, and sells lots of weapons to make their military industrial complex friends filthy rich, and kill 1 million Iraqis with impunity, and kill 2 million Vietnamese with impunity, and kill thousands of Panamanians with impunity, and kill tens of thousands of Palestinian children with impunity through their puppet Israeli apartheid mass murdering sociopaths, and hundreds of thousands of Koreans and Laotians and Cambodians and many of the people of color with impunity, and allows them the use of mass murdering Latin American dictators as tools of mass murder and control in favor of U.S. corporate and political hegemonic interests. The list never ends. So you see, now that the world knows the truth about Western atrocities and the white privilege that powers them, there's only one way to move forward. That way requires us, simple workers, to withdraw our support for the sociopathic neocon sickos and the race to the bottom of desperation they have all of us enslaved in. Tomorrow, when you're driving on the highway and see the absolute savagery and desperation people display while driving, ask yourself, why are they in such a hurry and willing to die or kill somebody driving like maniacs? The answer is simple. They live in a system that exploits them and forces them to live 1 inch away from financial and personal catastrophe. If they miss 1 day at one of their 2 or 3 jobs, they'll end up living in the woods. All while the owners and executives of the corporations they work for don't give them 1 single day for sick leave, maternity leave, a livable wage, or health insurance. In the meantime, those same executives pay 0 taxes and are launching themselves and their friends into space with the money they pillaged from their employees and society. It's time to make the corporate welfare queens pay their fair share and hold them accountable for the crimes they commit, while hundreds of thousands of people are incarcerated for drug possession or dealing small amounts to support their habit. And while over 70,000 humans in the US die of opiate overdose a year, not one single executive from the pharmaceutical and pharmacy companies who created the drug epidemic has been incarcerated. If the Supreme Court decided in Citizens United that corporations are people, then let's start putting everyone involved in corporate crimes in jail, starting with the Sackler family all the way down to the pharmacy company's executives who knowingly dumped their oxys on the unsuspecting public. Lock them all up.